Motorsport Park, the roller coaster racetrack near Halifax, Nova Scotia, and the site of the second round of the Castrol Motorplan National Superbike Championship. Hello everybody, I'm Pat Gonzalez and welcome to an overcast Shubanaki, Nova Scotia. We've got some exciting motorcycle road racing action lined up for you. With me as usual, Craig Hill of Castrol. And Craig, the Canadian Superbike scene has gone through some dramatic changes of late.
Oh, it sure has, Pat. Just to bring our viewers up to date a little bit, we've lost two of our top pros over the last couple of weeks to some very serious get-offs, as a matter of fact. Ruben McMurder on his Action Accessories Honda, seen here at Mosport Park in the rain, dropped his bike during qualifying for the World Superbike Championship, and he broke his ankle very, very seriously, and he'll be out for a couple of weeks. Miguel Duhamel, number 97, at Loudon, New Hampshire, he dropped his bike and broke his right ankle, so he's going to be out for at least another round of the series, and we've lost them from this Atlantic Motorsport Park round of the National Championship today, Pat.
Well, with Ruben McMurder and Miguel Duhamel on the shelf for this round, that has allowed some of the young riders, the up-and-comers, to go to the front. Pascal Picot, number 21, who had such a fine run at Saint-Air where he finished second behind Michel Mercier, was second in qualifying. He'll be one of the riders going for the win. Number 999, Jacques Gannett, has had a fine season so far. He was third at Saint-Air in the season opener and has had some good performances in the United States. Number 26, Lindley Clark, the new Kawasaki rider who was fifth at Saint-Air, has looked very fast here all weekend. And also number 15, Mike Taylor, a first-year rookie rider, also riding a Kawasaki, has been getting faster each time out. He is looking for a top 10 finish here during round number 2.
And all this is going to add up to some very, very competitive racing here today. But you know, Pat, after only one round at Saint-Air, Quebec, already we've got some controversy.
You're absolutely right, Craig. Round number 1, the season opener at Saint-Air, saw Michel Mercier, the two-time Canadian Superbike champion, score a convincing win on his Rick Hobbs-prepared Yamaha OW01. But the controversy Craig talked about involved number 24, Ruben McMurder, and number 97, Miguel Duhamel. The two riders banged and touched fairings in turn number 3, with Duhamel crashing. McMurder went on to finish in 4th place.
So the Castrol Championship point standings look like this after one round. Michel Mercier has 19 points with his win, followed by Pascal Picot, 12. Jacques Gannett Jr. with 10, Ruben McMurder with 8, Lindley Clark with 6, Benoit Pilon with 5, Tommy Douglas 4, John Cornwell 3, Michael Taylor 2, and Jeff Gaynor with 1 point. We wish Jeff lots of luck, and that sets the scene here at Atlantic Motorsport Park for round 2 of the Castrol Motorplan Canadian Superbike Championship. And we'll be back with a support race to the championship round, the Pro 600 event, right after these messages.
Atlantic Motorsport Park, the riders have completed their warm-up lap for our first race, the Pro 600 production final. Yesterday in the qualifier, local favorite John Ramsey turned in a 5 performance. He'll start on the pole. Now here's Craig Hill.
On row 1, it's Nova Scotia's John Ramsey. Beside him is Mark Green, Denis Royer, Clyde McDonald. And on row 2, it's Lindley Clark, Don Monroe out of Halifax, and Montreal's Tom Douglas.
Row number 3, Brisson, Wilson, Taylor, and Josie. In row number 4, Chuck Downey of Alberta. Pascal Picot will not start, and John Wiersma. Row number 5, Peter Marsh of Newfoundland, Dwight McKinley, and Robbie Meiklejohn. Riders revving up those machines. 2 Hondas, a Yamaha, and a Kawasaki on the front row. As we're away, big wheelie there from number 85, Denis Royer, as they head down into turn 1, and Clyde McDonald puts his Kawasaki into the front. Clyde McDonald on the new Kawasaki ZX6, leading as they go down into turn number 2 through this tight left-hand hairpin. 247, Mark Green into second. 99, John Ramsey runs third as the field starts to string out already. Clyde McDonald, 106. The Windsor Junction, Nova Scotia rider leading here on the opening lap. The pole sitter, John Ramsey, back in that 3rd place position. Then comes 85, Denis Royer on the Yamaha. They now head for the roller coaster for the first time. That'll really give these motorcycles a workout. The suspensions on these machines are pretty much box stock, and on this bumpy racetrack, the riders have really got to hang on. 106, Clyde McDonald, your leader. 247, Mark Green in second. 99, Ramsey third. A little bit further back, a good battle there involving 16, Peter Wilson.
And Pat, if you look at this, this is the first time we've seen a Kawasaki lead one of these parades here, and I'm certain that it's local track knowledge that's giving him an advantage at the moment.
Well, Clyde McDonald has done a lot of his racing here at Atlantic Motorsport Park, but the Kawasaki was perhaps graded as the number 3 machine for this class behind the Yamaha and the Honda, but McDonald is really giving that motorcycle a workout. But right on his rear tire, 247 Mark Green and number 99 John Ramsey on the Hondas. Then a little bit of a gap back to 85 Denny Royer in 4th. 13E Brisson runs 5th. The front-running 3 riders really starting to tighten up. McDonald, number 106 on the inside. Mark Green will go into the lead with a beautiful pass on the inside as they head up into the roller coaster now. Mark Green, 247, leading Clyde McDonald, number 106, and then it's Ramsey.
And you can watch these riders racing along the back straight, Pat. You can see just how much the suspension is being used up. It's incredibly bumpy here, and the local club with guys like John Doherty, the president, have started a campaign to resurface the entire track. The layout is still very good, but it sure does need some maintenance.
Well, right now, it's local riders running 1, 2, 3. Mark Green, 247 on the Honda. 106, Clyde McDonald on a Kawasaki. And then 99, the pole sitter, John Ramsey, back in 3rd on another one of the very fast Honda CBR 600s.
Well, Pat, the Hondas seem to be able to handle the bumps a little bit better. Remember that a Yamaha won our opener with Picard up front, but the best Yamaha at the moment is back in 4th spot.
And Denny Royer has got some catching up to do as 247 Mark Green continues to lead. Clyde McDonald, number 106, in 2nd. But here comes John Ramsey, is right on his rear tire. Ramsey looks up the inside, and 99 John Ramsey will move into that 2nd place position. Ramsey, seeing 247 Mark Green open up a few bike lengths, knew he had to make his move, and he's moved around the Kawasaki rider to take over 2nd. Now he'll try to reel in 247 Mark Green as they run that back straightaway. 99 Ramsey 2nd, McDonald 3rd.
So that's 3 Maritimers out front. I guess local knowledge is paying off here, Pat. I had a chance to ask 2nd place rider John Ramsey about the character of this track, both in the rain and in the dry.
Well, I was feeling pretty good yesterday. Of course, the track was dry then, so the rain has really changed things. And this track is especially tricky in the rain because there's a lot of bumps there that are going to throw you off. So it's going to be even a little more tricky to pick my way around the track and with the rain and puddles around. So I think some of the other guys will have a little better chance today, and they'll be going a little bit faster.
Well, we had rain this morning, but those puddles that Ramsey was talking about have just about disappeared. But, Pat, you can see that the local riders definitely have the advantage when it comes to knowing the quick way through these corners.
Absolutely, Craig. The closest rider from Ontario and Quebec is back in 4th. That is the battle between 85 Denny Royer, number 13 Yves Brisson, number 2 Tommy Douglas. But here's the battle for the lead. Ramsey looking up the inside of Mark Green, who just shuts the door as the 2 Honda-mounted riders really go at it, and they're pushing these box stock CBR 600 Hondas, and remember, they're running on DOT treaded tires that you would run on the street, and these riders are leaning the machines right over beyond 45 degrees through the turns. Up through turn 11 now. They move up onto the pit straight, and there's just a bike length separating the 2 riders. Ramsey looks to the inside as they get the halfway sign. Ramsey on the inside of Green. Oh, he just about threw it away, but he goes through into the lead, and the crowd is on their feet and cheering. 99 Ramsey, your leader.
I don't know if you can hear those cheers in the background, Pat, but that's part of the Ramsey family clan. They've gathered at Villeneuve Corner to cheer their brother on. And, you know, John comes from a family of about 9 children, so it's quite a gang.
Well, there's your running order. Ramsey, the new leader. Mark Green, McDonald, Denny Royer in 4th. Tommy Douglas rounding out the top 5. Then it is Yves Brisson, Don Monroe, Peter Wilson, Alberta's Chuck Downey, and John Wiersma. Up front, Mark Green, number 247, not letting 99 John Ramsey get away as the Hondas run 1-2 in formation. Then it's 106 Clyde McDonald in 3rd, 85 Denny Royer on the Yamaha 4th. Tommy Douglas, number 2, one of our championship contenders from last year until he lost the championship at the very last round to Steve Crevier. But here at Atlantic Motorsport Park, it is a Honda story up front. 99 Ramsey, number 247 Mark Green. And Craig, I'm surprised that Ramsey has not been able to shake Mark Green. He stays right with them as they go up across the line.
Well, Mark's riding very well, Pat. He's not giving any quarter whatsoever out there, and he's actually just staying right on John's back wheel, and I think that he might, if he gets an opportunity, he's certainly going to put his wheel up alongside of him again.
Well, the Yamahas dominated our Pro 600 production championship a year ago, and as you were saying earlier, Picot won the opener at San Air on a Yamaha, but here on this bumpy roller coaster circuit at Atlantic Motorsport Park, I think rider savvy has as much to play in who will win it. And there's the blue and white last lap flag out for 99 Ramsey and 247 Mark Green. 106 Clyde McDonald still third, and we've got a war going on for the fourth place spot. 85 Denny Royer just holding off number 2 Tommy Douglas, and Yves Brisson now dropping a little bit further back. Brisson not able to stay on the same pace. We've got less than a lap to go, and Douglas wants that fourth place position. He'd love to pick up the additional points by moving up one spot here with less than a lap to go. 99, John Ramsey still your leader as we watch this race for fourth place. Moving through turn number 4, about to head up into the roller coaster now for the final time. 85, Denny Royer, the Donnacona, Quebec rider, followed by Laval, Quebec's Tommy Douglas as we go back to the leaders. 99, Ramsey, trying to hold off a last lap bid by Mark Green, number 247. Green to within a bike length. Here is Royer, 85, just a bike length ahead of number 2, Tommy Douglas, as he pours it on here now. With less than a lap to go, Douglas pulling up alongside, and he has taken over that fourth place position. Here's the checkered flag. A 99, John Ramsey will win it. 247, Mark Green will finish in second. And here is Ramsey and Green. What a show. The two riders congratulating each other for just an outstanding performance aboard these 600 production machines.
And there's John Ramsey's fan club again, and here are the final standings with Ramsey edging out Mark Green. Then it's McDonald in third, followed by Tom Douglas and Royer. In sixth, it's Yves Brisson, Don Monroe, Peter Wilson, Chuck Downey, and in 10th is Dwight McKinley from Winnipeg.
Coming up next here at Atlantic Motorsport Park will be our feature race, round 2 of the Castrol Motorplan National Superbike Championship. The riders are just heading out for their warm-up lap, and we'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Atlantic Motorsport Park and round number 2 of the Castrol Motorplan Canadian Superbike Championships. The riders have just completed their warm-up laps for our feature race for Pro 750 Superbike. Michel Mercier had a great run yesterday in qualifying. He led the riders. He'll start on the front row. Now here's Craig Hill with the full starting grid.
Well, as Pat said, Michel Mercier had the fastest qualifying time yesterday and will start his Yamaha on the pole. Next to him is Pascal Picot, also riding a Yamaha. These two finished 1-2 in the last championship event. Next is Yamaha rider Jacques Gannett Jr. He finished third at the last Castrol Championship race. And fourth is Kawasaki rider Lindley Clark. Lindley is going to have his work cut out for him trying to keep up with those Yamahas.
There's your second row. Benoit Pilon, Tommy Douglas, Michael Taylor. Row 3, Gaynor, Downey, Green, and rookie Richard Nelson. Row 4, Clyde McDonald, Peter Marsh, and Dwight McKinley. From Winnipeg, Manitoba, row 5, Don Monroe, Yves Brisson, Mike Griffiths, and John Ramsey. Riders revving up those motorcycles, all eyes focused on the starter, and we're away. Big wheelie there by Pascal Picot. Michel Mercier on the inside will take the lead. Gannett around the outside of Picot into the second place position. Now you're on board with the 7th place rider, Benoit Pilon. As Mark Green, 247, just moved inside to take over the position. Up ahead, that's 26, Lindley Clark in 5th, and now Brisson, number 13, goes around 163, Benoit Pilon. These outstanding pictures from the onboard Sony Handycam, and you just saw John Ramsey get through, so Pilon not off to a good start, having been passed by 3 riders on this opening lap. 11, Michel Mercier, your leader. Now we go on board with Jeff Gaynor as the rear-mounted Sony Handycam gives us these very interesting pictures of the action further back. 11, Mercier, you can really see the suspension working on his machine. 999, Jacques Gannett in second, and 21, Pascal Picot runs third, followed by 15, Michael Taylor, and some very close racing going on all the way through the top 10.
Well, it is, Pat, but you notice Michel got off to his usual gunner start, and he's pulled out quite a lead on the rest of the pack. But that's his style. He likes to go right from the green flag.
The Sony Handycam giving us those great pictures of the action just inside of the top 10. 11 Mercier, and now 21 Picot into second. Pushing 9.99, Jacques Gannett back to third, and they run here exactly how they finished at Saint-Air during our opening round of the championship. 163, Benoit Pilot trying to climb back up through the running order. There's 11, Michel Mercier, picking up right where he left off at Saint-Air when he won both the qualifying heat and the pole position and won the 20-lap national championship final. 21 Picot trying to close it up on him as Mercier runs it up out of the roller coaster, and that motorcycle big wheelie as he lofts the front wheel in the air. Picot is closing. Here's the battle for third between 9.99 Gannett and 15 Michael Taylor on the Kawasaki. Here's the race between 247. That is Mark Green and number 99 John Ramsey. That is the battle for sixth. Both Nova Scotia riders on the Honda RC30s. Michel Mercier, number 11, your leader. 21 Picot, though, is reeling him in. And Craig, Picot has really been the surprise of the series so far this year.
Well, he's a surprise for sure, Pat, but you know, this kid is a very talented natural rider, and he's been under the tutoring of Michel, and I'm certain before the end of the year we're going to see this guy win one.
Benoit Pilot continues to battle in there with Ramsey, Green, and number 13, Brissaw, as we look at the race for third into the hairpin. 15, Mike Taylor, a rookie in this year's series, one of the top amateur riders to come out of the Castro series of a year ago. He's having a great run in that fourth place position. That is a motorcycle that they are trying to develop, the new Kawasaki ZX7. He's a little bit down on horsepower to the Yamahas, but Taylor really riding the wheels off that motorcycle as he chases Gannett up into the roller coaster. But for the moment, they continue to drop further back. 26, Lindley Clark all by himself in fifth. Then we're on board now with Benoit Pilot again. Up ahead, you see 247 Mark Green, number 99 John Ramsey, as they run in sixth and seventh. Pilot on the inside of Ramsey. No, Ramsey will shut the door. The riders just pushing those machines right at the limit. The left knee just grazing the tarmac here at Atlantic Motorsport Park, and Ramsey goes through on the inside to take over the sixth place position. 247 Mark Green in seventh, and right behind is 163 Benoit Pilot. You're right there in the middle of the action as we watch the battle for sixth, seventh, and eighth. Climb out of turn 11 and onto the pit straightaway. Here goes Pilot. He will move by 247 Mark Green on the inside of Ramsey, but into turn one, Ramsey will shut the door.
Oh, great action. I asked Green earlier if it was important to know where the bumps are in this track.
Yeah, I think that's pretty important. You have to know where the bumps are to try to be as smooth as possible, so you don't get into any unnecessary movements to keep the bike stable, and therefore you can go fast.
We're looking at the battle for third place. 9.99 Jacques Gannett, who finished third at Saint-Air, trying to hold off 15 Michael Taylor. Then it's 26 Lindley Clark in fifth, 99 Ramsey, 163 Pilot side by side. And here's number 228 Jeff Gaynor up into 10th. Gaynor getting his first ride on the Suzuki Canada. Mike Crompton prepared 750 Suzuki, and he is on the charge. Here's Benoit Pilot on the inside of 99 John Ramsey, but again, Ramsey shuts the door. Pilot has been all over the Nova Scotia rider, just has not been able to get around. Again, oh, big slide up ahead there by 26 Lindley Clark. Ramsey goes through in a fifth. Clark just cuts across the front wheel of 163 Benoit Pilot, so evidently Lindley Clark is having some handling problems out here on the Kawasaki. He's now been pushed back into the sixth place position as we watch on board Benoit Pilot on the inside of Lindley Clark into turn one, and Clark will shut the door. The three riders very, very close together as they come out of turn number one and down into the hairpin at 2. 99 Ramsey fifth, 26 Lindley Clark is in sixth. Then 163 Benoit Pilot, who's been giving us those great onboard pictures from the Sony Handycam, runs in seventh.
Just great racing all the way through the field, and there are the standings with Mercier and Picot well out in front of Gannett, Mike Taylor, and John Ramsey. In sixth, it's Lindley Clark, followed by Pilon on our camera bike. Then it's Green, Brisson, and Gaynor, who has made his way up from last spot on the grid. A good showing by the Suzuki rider. And we'll be back with more from Atlantic Motorsport Park right after these messages. Atlantic Motorsport Park and the Castro Motoplan National Superbike Championship. I'm Craig Hill along with Pat Gonzalez, and this is round number 2 of our 6-race series. And I have to say that it's been totally dominated by the Yamaha bike so far, Pat.
Well, there's the third place Yamaha of Jacques Gannett, number 999, but he is a long way back of Michel Mercier and Pascal Picot as they continue to battle for the lead. Gannett finally able to shake number 15, Michael Taylor, in that battle that they were having for the third place position. Taylor about 15 to 20 bike lengths further back. Here is the battle for fifth between 99 John Ramsey and the 26 machine of Lindley Clark, just a little bit further back, 163 Benoit Pilon. Heading up into the roller coaster, 99 Ramsey by a few bike lengths on 26 Lindley Clark as Clark goes after him. Oh, Clark! The bike slides out from underneath him. Lindley Clark takes a hard crash into the dirt bank.
Well, let's have a look at that again, Pat. You can see what happens here as he comes up over the hill. I think from the instant replay on the Handycam, the bike just gets a little light on the front end. He leans it over too far, and away he goes into the weeds.
I think Clark may have got off the line a little bit and, of course, appeared to be having handling problems earlier. There's what's left of his bike. There's Lindley. He is conscious, but I believe he's bleeding badly from his left leg, and the doctor is with him.
The red flag is out. They're going to stop this one, Pat. We've been informed by race director Colin Fraser that the race has surpassed the 60% distance, and it's a complete official race.
There are your final results. Michel Mercier, the winner, followed by teammate Picot. Gannett, Taylor, and John Ramsey round out the top five. It's Benoit Pilon sixth, Brisson, Gaynor, McDonald, and Mike Griffiths rounding out the top 10.
From Nova Scotia, this is Craig Hill for Pat Gonzalez. We'll be with you next from Shannonville Motorsport Park for round 3. So long for now.
This is Shannon